Hey guys, Woods Farm here, out in the garage. I got a little bit of a different project today. I've got a drill press that my father gave me that needs to get fixed up. I've had it for about a year now, and it's just been sitting here, and I think I can get this thing fixed up and we can start using it. This drill press has some interesting history. My dad, pretty much all his life, worked in an aluminum foundry, and this drill press came out of that foundry. And interestingly enough, when I was younger, I worked there for a few years, and both my brothers worked at that foundry off and on when we were younger. And this drill press was in there, so all my brothers and my dad have used this drill press. So it's kind of cool that it's in the garage now. I've got it. Basically, the foundry closed down, and my dad got a lot of the tools that they didn't need anymore, and this was one of them. And he had this sitting in his backyard. He actually got two drill presses. He had this one in the backyard, and he gave it to me. So we're gonna check it out and see what we need to do to get it running. So he told me that there was something wrong with the chuck, and I knocked it off there, and you can see the arbor is all mangled up. Obviously that's going to be a problem. I did plug it in and the motor works, turns right on. The belts were in terrible condition, so it's going to need a couple of belts. So I think to get it running, that's all it's going to need for parts. It's just a chuck, an arbor, and some belts, maybe a little bit of cleanup work. It's pretty grimy. The return spring is a little weak. But I think it'll function for now. So first things first, I'm going to track down some parts and then we'll go from there. Okay, here are the old belts. They're totally messed up. I believe one is a 30-inch belt, the other one's a 27. I highly doubt these are the actual proper sized belts. So I've got a couple different sizes based on the old belts, and we'll see what we can get going on here. The center pulley moves. So I guess I'll have to return these belts. Maybe 231s would work, but even that seems tight. I took the belts with me to PV Mart and I sort of compared them, and it seemed like they were closest to 30, but that would make them way too small. I think I probably need 231s or maybe even a 31 and a 32, like something in that range. So I'll return these, get a couple different sizes a little bit bigger, and it should work. So one of the things I noticed was the return was a little weak, and the spring, that's a bit better. I'm going to adjust it again, but basically this nut came off, and you're able to actually adjust the tension of the spring by pulling this out a bit and rotating it. There's a whole whack of electrical tape wrapped around here, and I'm guessing it has something to do with holding these handles in place. This one seems pretty loose, so I'm going to take it apart and just see if I can rig up something a little bit better. So the other two have just been welded in place, and this hole is threaded. Originally these would have screwed in there. What I'm going to do is I'm going to clean this up, and I'm going to use this nut. I'm going to weld the nut, and then you'll be able to thread this in. And I think that should fix it up for now, get it working. Okay, guys, I'm going to wrap this video up here. As you can see, the drill press is working perfectly. We had to clean it up a little bit, invest a little bit in parts, a new arbor and chuck, a couple belts, and I had to fix that handle with a little bit of welding. But other than that, it's working great. We now have a nice drill press for the shop, and it cost me very little. If you're interested in more videos from the Woods Farm, definitely think about liking and subscribing. If you have any comments or questions, leave them below. And as always, thanks for watching.